Hey guys, Tim the Toolman Cook back here from All Seasons Maintenance in East Central Alberta, Canada. Welcome back to our channel where we define what it means to be a successful entrepreneur. As a modern handyman, where we share tips and tricks, successes and failures on the road to financial freedom. So welcome back to another Tool Time gear review, and I've got a good one for you. We are going to do the Dewalt 18 gauge 20 volt cordless brad nailer. The model number is DCN680B. It's available for $340 US on Amazon.com. The kit is model number DCN680DI. It's available for $428 USD and includes a charger, a 2 amp hour battery, the nailer, and this huge tool bag. The bare tool is available right now for $369 on Amazon.ca. There's not a kit available on Amazon.ca right at the moment, but it comes and goes in stock. So, yeah. So this is my second go-around attempt at this video. I had some serious audio malfunctions on the last one, so we're going to go through this one again. Gives me a second opportunity to clear up some of the stuff that I muddied the first time, I'm sure. So, if you are looking for a cordless nailer that is all the power and all of the reliability of a normal plugged-in, hosed, compressor-fed brad nailer, then this is absolutely it. You know I love to talk about tools, and this is no exception. It is built like a brick shithouse, but hang in there, I want to talk a little bit more about it. So you know me, I'm a huge fan of having batteries. Batteries. Whenever you can buy something, if you can get a really good deal on the bare tool, jump on it. But if you can get the kit, go with the kit. And normally, I just, the battery and the charger, yeah, they're great. The tool bag's a throwaway, but whatever. This entire kit is awesome. I mean, we're going to talk about the nailer, which is great. But before we get into the nailer, I want to tell you a couple of things that came with this kit that I absolutely love. The first one is the battery. Now you'll say, Tim, that looks like a regular 1.5 amp hour battery, but it is not. This is a 2 amp hour battery. That is an 1.5 amp hour battery. And if you can see the difference other than the color, good luck. Same weight, at least by lifting it, but the 2 amp hour battery has the beautiful LED lights to show you the onboard charge capacity. This has become my small capacity battery of choice. I use this in my impact drivers. I use this on my nailer itself because same weight with a little extra capacity, you can't go wrong. I wish I could get more of these 2 amp hour batteries for a reasonable price, or I wish they'd throw them in with their kits more, because why not an extra half amp hour? Now, normally, I take these darn Dewalt tool bags. I use one for my impact driver and drill. I normally just take these and throw them on the shelf. But this guy is friggin' huge. So first off, it's designed for the nailer. The nailer goes in, no problem. That comes out. Now, throw in an extra 5 amp hour battery, throw in a drill driver. I normally have a set of Allen keys in there. Oh, and my circular saw. All for a freebie that normally gets thrown away. So, I love it. I normally don't talk about the tool bag, but how can you not when you get something for free that works like that? This has become when I'm going to do some trim work or a little bit of work over at my wife's preschool, this is the bag that I throw everything in and go over with. My bits are in the bottom, throw in a couple of batteries, my impact driver, my air nailer, my circular saw, and I go. And it's sturdy enough that it holds up. So it's got 1,500 ratings on Amazon with a nearly perfect 5-star review. And I'm definitely one of those. Love the tool. So let's get into some of the main features that it has. So it weighs about 4 pounds, the bare tool. Little on the heavy side, but you got to expect it. It's got the actuator and everything in there. Not a big deal. It takes standard off-the-shelf 18 gauge brad nails. Will go down to 5/8 of an inch up to 2 inch. So anything you can find anywhere. It's not like you got to order some sort of Harbor Freight special that you can only get on Wednesdays in the middle of February because they're a weird angle or degree. We have a Princess Auto up here. That used to be really bad for that in Canada. you'd buy something really cheap and then you couldn't get the pieces to fit it, or the aftermarket parts. But this is just straight off your shelf, 18 gauge, same as any brad nailer you're going to buy in a an imported kit, or hose fed. So let's plug the battery in here and we'll show you a little bit about how it works. I'll try not to rattle around my microphone too much, but that right there, beautiful dual LED lights. Now you might say, yeah, Tim, that's literally just an LED light that they put on every keychain, flashlight, everywhere. So, and you're absolutely right, that's what I thought. Now, I'm always, you're always working somewhere in the light, not a big deal. But then I get down on the ground and I'm doing the baseboards, and my massive girth gets in the way of the sun. No, not really the sun, but one of the lights, It's shining down, I get in there, and all of a sudden it's dark and you can't see. That light is absolutely angled perfect, whether you're working right or left-handed. Lights up the work surface so you can see what you're doing. It's a gimme, but it's great. So there is a depth adjusting on here. See if I can show you right in there. I never had to. Straight out of the box, this thing works perfect. Didn't matter if I was driving 1 inch, 1.5 or 2 inch, drove it perfect just below the surface every time. So, I mean, you may need to get into that if you're driving into harder material, but I was using baseboard and 3/4 inch spruce casing, and it all worked great. There's a couple extra NOSTR tips right, where did they put them on here for you? Right there, they hide them in the front. So if you break them or this one starts getting worn, you've got it. What I absolutely love about this tool is the jam release. So anybody ever had one jam in in the head of the feeder on a nailer before? It can be a real pain in the ass to clear. So this is literally just a clamp style system. So you pull this back, lift this up, and you have complete access right there. 100 times better than my old home hardware jobby that didn't work very well. Easy to clear. I think I had one jam in the whole time I used it. One of the odd things that you think it's jammed, but it isn't, because it won't fire the last 4 or 5 nails. When it gets down that low, I don't know if it doesn't have the spring-loaded pressure to feed them, but you have to put in another sleeve. You can use the last ones that are still in there, but they won't fire if they're in there by themselves. I love this right here. There's a window when you have the nails in that shows you when you're getting low. So it just gives you an idea of how close you're getting to the end. Nice, well-designed, spring-loaded button, easy to open and close to throw your nails in. Just well built. I never use a tool belt, but there's a handy dandy hook there if you do. Maybe I wouldn't lose my tape measure 6 times a month if I did have a tool belt, but that's there to hook it off if you want to. You have a single shot and semi-auto, so it's basically the difference between going, from a pump action shotgun, fire as fast as you can kind of pull the trigger, or the old single shot 12 gauge. Either way works great. I did everything on the single shot, but yeah. There's a trigger lock there so you can't accidentally discharge it in your bag, but once it's off, you push down, and all it does from there is it activates the actuator. You hear it go, and you pull the trigger and it pops, and that is all there is to that. It is so simple. So I honestly think the biggest benefit of this guy is how fast it works. So I had a buddy of mine message me and said, I can't wait to see the review on this tool, because I just spent all day in a basement with a pancake compressor running, and I'm half deaf now. I'm half deaf all the time. But what I love about this, number one, is there's just no noise. But more than that is how fast you can start working. The other day I went over, I had 3 rooms at the preschool where I'm working to case out. I went in, I had one room completely done because I just go in and smack, 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 and I'm done. I would have had to unroll my hose, hook up my hose, plug in my compressor, wait for it to kick in, then get ready to work. Way easier, way quicker. I don't have to lug a compressor to the basement. I don't have to be tripping over a hose, and I don't have to listen to that damn compressor make way too much noise in the basement. No need for ear protection either if you don't want to. There's just no noise. I mean, it's one of my favorite things about going with this Dewalt battery platform is just the lack of noise. Unlike the guy blowing his leaves at 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't know if you can hear him or not, but anyway. So what are the downsides of this guy? I mean, there's not a lot. I would say the biggest one is the weight and size. Like I said, without the battery, it's about 4 pounds. It's a little on the heavy side, you know, probably twice the weight of a normal, you know, generic 18 gauge air nailer. I actually thought about getting the 16 gauge one just because I was hoping to get a little bigger nail to fire through it, but it wasn't available. I was standing in Home Depot one day and I was ready to buy this kit, and I said, I'm going to Google it on Amazon, and it was $100 cheaper for the kit. I was on vacation, I ordered it, it was waiting for me at home, but the 16 gauge wasn't available anywhere. But like I said, it's a little big, a little bulky. For me, I'm a big dude, it doesn't really matter. But what I will say is I never once wasn't able to get it into where I wanted to shoot. So there's spots, you know, if you're right here, you have to flip it upside down. You might have to hold your tongue the right way, but I was always able to. Very narrow profile right there. You can always get it just on an angle into the corner. So the big and bulky is not the end of the world, but it's a little bit of a drawback, especially if you maybe have small hands or, you know, you're not very strong, whatever. Just keep that in mind. I would say the only other drawback, and that is the price. I mean, I would also say that I would love for every homeowner to have one of these because, well, you know, I'm a Dewalt evangelist and I love their cordless line. And I'm sure Milwaukee has a great one, and Makita probably does too. But, you know, if you do a lot of work, this is great to have. But the price can make it difficult to justify. So if you're looking at replacing a compressor, this is the way to go. Honestly, it's awesome. But the price is a bit of a drawback. It's worth every penny, and it feels like it's built rugged. I love all, you know, it's got the standard kind of rubberized DeWalt handle. The corners are rubberized, very sturdy steel back on there. It's all you can need. But if you're willing to pull the trigger on this, pardon the pun, and spend the money, it is worth it. But, you know, it is a little heavy, a little bulky, and the price is a little high. But that's because it's made well. So, guys, as always, I'm sure there's some products out there that I don't love, but I usually do my research before I buy them. So then I just get to go on here and gush about how much I love a new tool. But I would give this guy 2 thumbs up absolutely every day of the week. And if you're interested, I'd say run out and get one. Get the kit, because that 2 amp hour battery is awesome. That tool bag's awesome. Who doesn't want another charger? I got a wall of 4 back here now. And the nailer itself, well, I've just spent 15 minutes talking about it. So guys, I appreciate it. If you want to know more about what I do, and some of the ways that I try to help other entrepreneurs make more money and be successful, check out our channel. Every Monday we have a Money Making Minute video. Every Wednesday we have our Tool Time Gear Review. And on Fridays we have our Growing Your Handyman business. That's the big one. That's where I really try to help entrepreneurs grow their business and make more money. So anyway, guys, I always appreciate it. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.